You're listening to the Productive Not Busy podcast, where our mission is to make you more money so you'll have less stress and more free time. It's all about mindset, attitude, and taking action. And your host, Wayne Weathersby, knows how to make that happen. He's negotiated and closed over $150 million in contracts while building businesses with proven success strategies that he wants to share with you. So if you're ready to make some real money, then let's get to it. Here's Coach Wayne.
Hey, before we get the show started, I just want to say thanks to some of our sponsors. First of all, I'd like to thank Ohana Guitar Company. See, Ohana Guitar Company is a custom guitar shop with skillfully handcrafted guitars you've been looking for. Ohana features a full array of guitars, from customization set by your unique standards or traditional designs and features that you already know and love. Ohana Guitar Company uses classic tone woods for everything from the body throughout the neck and fretboard. Telecaster, Stratocaster styles are also available in addition to skillfully handmade small batch one-of-a-kind guitars. You can visit them at www.ohanaguitarcompany.com and connect with them on Twitter and Instagram at Ohana Guitar Co. We're looking forward to making Ohana a part of your guitar family and our podcast family for a long time. You know, it's much easier to be unproductive when your health is poor. When your ability to move, breathe, and think is impaired, productivity can seriously be limited. It works even better when you're consistently worried about your poor health. You might feel great, but many ailments don't present symptoms. Like hypertension. Hypertension's high blood pressure isn't noticeable until it's extremely high. You can feel actually 100% normal with blood pressure high enough to cause significant damage. So I say you always want to make sure that you check your blood pressure regularly. Diabetes is another one. There's definitely symptoms. However, those symptoms only appear at very high levels of blood sugar. You can have a problem for years before you even notice it. High cholesterol, whether your cholesterol is very high or very low, you're still going to feel fine. These are just a few examples, and they're simple examples, and many other medical conditions don't present obvious symptoms. The most effective way to maintain your health is to be proactive. Just like everything else in life. Get a regular checkup with your physician, regardless of how good you feel. Think of it as an oil change for your car, right? But for your body. You allow an expert to work on your car. Let an expert work on your body too. Productivity requires action. One of the most effective ways to limit your activity is to focus on negative outcomes. If you're thinking about asking out that attractive lady at the bank, imagine her laughing at you and telling her friends about it. Or imagine your business idea resulting in bankruptcy and homelessness. That's a sure way to ensure you won't take action. See, we all attempt to predict the future when making decisions. You employ these strategies even when you're looking for a snack. You consider your options and then imagine how you'll feel while you're eating it. The truth is that many outcomes can't be predicted. The only way to know the truth is to try. So avoid assuming the worst. Consider the real risk, right? In many cases, the only risk is to your ego, really. And that really isn't a risk. Consider the risk and decide if you can handle it. Focus on positive outcomes. Once you've decided that the risk is manageable, imagine a positive outcome. So when the future is appealing, you don't have to motivate yourself or force yourself to take action. It will happen automatically. And then I want you to visualize these successes on a daily basis. Always reward yourself for any positive movement. Even the smallest step forward is definitely worth a celebration, in my opinion. How your brain views the future has a major impact on your motivation and your action. So maintain a positive image of the future, and your motivation should remain high. Negative expectations, on the other hand, it'll take all the wind out of your sails every time. So who wouldn't want to lose weight to earn like $1 million? right? You have a desire to change your circumstances, but not to transform yourself. So if somebody offered you $1 million, that sounds great, right? There's a big difference between wanting to change your life and the willingness to change your life. Unfortunately, the former doesn't happen without the latter. Changing yourself is significant work. You might want to lose 25 pounds, but are you willing to? Are you willing to eat healthy? Are you willing to exercise? Are you willing to live a healthy lifestyle? Are you willing to monitor your progress? It's easy to want better things. It's much more challenging to transform yourself in ways that invite those better things into your life. Making significant changes in your circumstances requires changing yourself and your habits. It happens to all of us. Ask yourself what type of person you need to become in order to achieve the results you desire. And how will those priorities change? Determine which habits you want to drop. Make a list. If you want to be rich, foolish spending might have to become a thing of the past. Look at all your habits and determine which ones are holding you back. Determine which habits you want to add. Look at others who are already successful in the ways you want to be successful and emulate the positive habits. Pretty simple, right? What can you do each day that will ensure your success? Next, you want to change slowly. It's attempting to make a lot of changes quickly that'll take you off the rails. A few small changes each week are all you need. Build on the previous week's successes. A few simple habits can provide astonishing results. I see it all the time. Transforming yourself is hard work. Make no doubt about that. Making significant change in your circumstances also requires making a significant change in yourself. So you got to become that person that deserves the success that you seek out. After that, everything's pretty much easy. Ross Perot, who ran for president once, said, most people give up just when they're about to achieve success. They don't quit on the 1-yard line. They give up at the last minute of the game, 1 foot from winning the game. I find that pretty interesting. A lot of people demand perfection from themselves. That's an effective way to paralyze yourself, is to demand perfection. Perfect outcomes are impossible. Demanding perfection also results in anxiety and negative thinking. If there's only one particular way to be successful, everything else is a failure. When you expect failure, you won't take action 100% of the time, depending on the circumstances, right? Demanding perfection isn't useful if your goal is success, I promise. Stop demanding perfection from yourself with these couple strategies. Stop worrying about the opinions of other freaking people. Your drive to be perfect is likely tied to your need to impress other people. You need to let that go. The most important person to impress is yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. That's who needs to be impressed. Screw everybody else. Next, you want to focus on being effective and practical instead of perfect. See, in school, 90% looks as good on the report card as 100. Life is no different. 90% success rate is more than enough to have an amazing life. Embrace imperfection. It's the natural state of all of us as human beings. Be proud that you completed your task at a high level. Perfectionism destroys productivity, I promise. Learn from your mistakes and move on. There are many ways to render yourself ineffective. A lack of direction and decisiveness are two of the primary culprits, if you ask me, that foster ineffectiveness and unproductivity. Without an objective, there's no destination. Without a decision, it's impossible to take the first step. Keep your focus on the long term and take responsibility for your circumstances. That's the first step. It's easier to blame others than to deal with the situation. But you give your ability to turn things around top priority. Avoid the common habits and mistakes that render most of the population ineffective. It's just as easy to be unproductive and successful. Make small, sustainable changes every day. And I think you'll see a huge change in your productivity. Thank you for your time. Be safe, take care, sell a bunch, and say something nice to somebody.
You've been listening to the Productive Not Busy podcast with Coach Wayne. Join us next time for more money-making strategies to help you have less stress and more free time. Follow us on Facebook at Productive Not Busy, on Instagram at frontline.coach.wayne, and on Twitter at Wayne New Jr. And remember, be productive, not busy.